Hi guys, welcome back to MK Sounds. Today's video is going to be how to hold 4 mallets in the Stevens grip. So the first thing I want to say about this grip is that it's probably one of the hardest ones to learn, but it does give you a wider range in terms of you can reach an octave, maybe even more of an octave with it. And it takes time to build up. With any 4 mallet grip actually, it does take time to build up the muscles because you're using your wrist muscles and your hand muscles in ways that you probably wouldn't have before. And I think with this one in particular, just take your time to build up the muscles. Don't try and do like a 2-hour session straight off. Build it up with like half an hour. So let's see how you hold it. So first thing I want to mention is that the mallets are numbered. So from the left side, the first mallet is 1, then we have mallet 2, and then in your right hand this is mallet 3 and this is mallet 4. So if I show you the left hand first, so when you look at your hand you have this line that goes in between your index finger and all the way down to the base of your thumb. Mallet 2 should go just like in the middle of that line, and when you put your hand down it can just sit on your index finger like that. If I go sideways you might be able to see it better. And then your thumb just rests on top of that just to give that extra support. And then mallet 1 goes in between your ring finger and your middle finger. So the way to position this one is you've got another line going like from your middle finger to the end of your palm there. Try and have it around there. And then another way to see if you've positioned it right is that when you grip your little finger and your ring finger around the base of the mallet, it shouldn't really be poking out too much. So yeah, hopefully you can see that. And if I put this mallet back in, you can see that that's what the grip looks like. So when you play with the Stevens grip, mallet 1 does not move. So that is the one that's gripped with your little finger. That one is not supposed to move. It is mallet 2 that moves. And the way that it's supposed to move is that it's supposed to roll over your index finger to get the range. So I'll show you some examples later, but I'll just quickly show you how to hold it in the right hand. It's exactly the same. So mallet 3 goes, you go to the line in your hand, around there. It's almost in the center, it's just a little bit to the right. Put it on your index finger and your thumb is there for support. And then this one just goes in between your ring finger and your middle finger, and your little finger just wraps around the base of it. So that is your Stevens grip, how to hold. So when you play the Stevens grip, you don't want your wrist to be straight flat, as in there's a little, you have to tilt your wrist a little bit. So if you have it flat, the movement isn't as easy as if it was slightly bent. So just bend your thumbs upwards, well your whole wrist upwards a bit, so your thumb is pointing up. And like I mentioned, the mallets which are resting on your index finger, so mallet 2 and mallet 3 are the ones which move to create the distance. Now we've got the grip, I've got some good beginner exercises which I use to help build up the muscles, build up the movement. If it's similar, if you play snare drum, it's similar movement. You don't move your whole arm, you just move the wrists, and it's really important to get used to the wrists upwards and sideways. So I'm just going to quickly put the left hand down and show you some exercises with the right hand. So the first exercise is just getting used to playing individual notes. So when you play individual notes with 4 mallets, you want to move the wrist side to side. So if we take 2 notes and just practice going side to side. And similarly, if you can do that on any 2 notes. And then when we want to build up the up and down movement, again just take 2 notes and just keep hitting them. And what you want to do is, if you're hitting 2 notes, try and get the mallets to come down at the same time. Otherwise you can end up with a bit of like, you want them to come down and sound together. The louder you play it, the easier it will be for you to hear whether the notes are coming down, whether the mallets are coming down at the same time. So yeah, you can either do this with arpeggios, so we could do it in C major, just move over a bit, Just keep practicing different arpeggios. I'd say start off with just like C major, and then you can go to like G major and start on the ones which don't involve any flats or sharps. And then once you feel confident doing that and feel confident with your individual wrist movement as well, start moving up those, for example, D major. You're having to turn your elbows in and out. So I'd say arpeggios are a really good way to practice not only your your side to side movement, but also your elbow movement. You have to move your elbows in for certain ones and out for certain ones. And again, that's just practice. You're going to have to get used to the movement of it. What you'll notice is that with D major, with the F sharp, I'm not trying to aim for the middle of the bar. That's just too far a reach. It's not going to happen. So a good compromise is to hit right at the edge of the bar. It's not the same fullness of the middle, but it's a good compromise for the full mallets, especially if you're playing a quick piece and you're not going to really be able to reach that note. Try to avoid hitting this line where the rope goes through, because that just doesn't sound good. You can hear that it's just not the right placement for the mallet. So hit the edge and you get a nicer compromise. The other exercises is again practicing intervals. So again, if I just take my right hand, so if we practice an interval at a third and then just slowly move out, and then you get to an octave. And again, the way you do this is just roll slightly outwards, and the control of this will get quicker and easier the more you practice, and especially with the left hand, I find the left hand more difficult. And again, you can do that inwards as well. So yeah, I'd say those are the main exercises. So just a quick recap on the exercises. Do side to side exercises, so just 2 notes exercises, or an arpeggio. Sorry, that wasn't the right notes. Or an arpeggio, just quickly up and down. Move up from C major. Arpeggios up from C major, so C major, D major, and so on. And then you'd also practice the elbow movement, so whether you're moving inwards like that, or whether you're moving outwards like that. They again weren't the right notes. And yeah, practice your intervals, keep going. So 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, in then back in. And once you start doing those exercises, again, your hand muscles will, it is such an awkward grip, but your hand muscles will get used to it. Again, don't do too much, because I think the first time I did this, I did maybe a 2-hour session of holding Stephen's grip and I got hand cramps quite bad. So yeah, build it up slowly, keep practicing regularly, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But other than that, that is today's video done. So again, like, comment and subscribe. Share the video to anyone you might think is useful. And if you would like any more tips or to see any bloopers, please head over to my Instagram channel, MK Sounds. And yeah, Happy New Year to everyone.